Good morning. Thank you for joining us right here on the Weather Network. It's Friday.
Yoo-hoo.
It's the 16th of January. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and hopefully you had a good night. It's a little bit of snow out there. I had a couple of centimeters up in Georgetown, so it was a little slick. Problems on the 400 through
Like, you
Barrie.
really had a couple of centimeters, eh?
Yeah,
Huh.
enough to cover the roads and the sidewalks are
Really?
covered. But, I mean, as I got progressively south of Steeles, there was virtually nothing down here. But we're getting blowing snow and drifting snow up in the Innisfil area right now.
We'll talk more about your weekend forecast in just a moment, but first I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has got all your details on your commute. Tom? Well, this cold front's going to sweep through today. We're going to be left with Arctic high pressure cooling down our temperatures throughout the day today, and then we warm up. I know you thought I was going to say something worse, didn't you? No, we've got another warm sector coming in, and that is going to bump our temperatures to at or slightly above seasonal as we get into Sunday. Here's Kim McDonald with Around the World in 60 seconds. Well, here's a look at the radar, and you can see we have got bands coming off the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. This is the cold front down here through the Niagara region. That's going to continue to sink its way south. That's the bulk of the moisture. But behind it, lake effect is going to be a bit of an issue, especially if you have travel plans. I know it's a weekend. A lot of people going up to cottage country. Roads could be a little dicey. Behind this cold front, we've got high pressure moving in, so temperatures right now are actually at their warmest. They're going to get colder as the day goes on, and the wind chills are just going to get worse. Thanks, Michelle. What a great story. Okay, we've got cold temperatures, and cold temperatures sometimes mean water main breaks. Yeah, it happens in the city of Toronto more frequently than we would like. We've got a little bit of that on the way. We've been seeing it this morning. We've got bands coming off of Huron and Georgian Bay. The cold front has now pushed down towards the south and through the Niagara region. So really, it's just going to be lake effect with those northwesterly winds throughout the day today. High pressure is going to move in behind it. And believe it or not, we're actually at the warmest we're going to be all day today. I know temperatures are going to get colder. The wind chills are going to be frigid by this afternoon. And then tomorrow, temperatures are on the rise again. We get into this nice warm sector, so we are going to be seeing our temperatures bump up to seasonal values, maybe even slightly above. And then we do have this clipper coming through that's going to give us a little bit of mixing possibly throughout the day on Sunday. Monday, Arctic high comes back in, cools back down our temperatures. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your commute. Well, that clipper system that's moved through, it is now really sunk to the south. We're seeing that cold front right through the Niagara region, bringing in heavier snowfall amounts. But what we are seeing behind it is bands of lake effect with those northwesterly winds. So an additional 2 centimeters, especially around Parry Sound and through Wyerton. Down towards the GTA, we're looking at trace amounts again. And then we've got Arctic high coming in behind it. So temperatures are actually going to be at their warmest right now, and they're going to be cooling down significantly with harsh wind chills throughout the day. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. It's Friday. It is the 16th of January. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And most people love Fridays because, of course, we're heading into a weekend, and the weekend forecast is looking reasonable. You'll have details on that coming up.
It's not too bad.
It's still winter-like out there.
Yeah, it's cold.
Got a lot of problems on the 400, drifting, blowing snow, so it's still causing delays.
All right, well, today you can take a look at the radar and you can see meters. That is for sure. Now, Kevin Yard is live on location, and he's dealing with a little bit of snow right now. Kevin, how are the temperatures? Because I know they're going to be getting colder throughout the day. Never mind.
He's not talking to us.
He just walked away.
He's so upset, he's just walking away.
See you later, I'm going.
That's right, I'm going. But we are seeing those snow, and it's pretty treacherous out there in some areas. In the city, per se, not too bad.
No, and I mean, it really depends on where you are. So yesterday we did see very cold temperatures, and unfortunately, a water main break happened in the city of Mississauga, for sure. Old city, old pipes. It's going to happen. All right, we'll talk more about your weekend forecast. We'll give you all the details on the warm-up and then the cool-down. But first, here's Tom with traffic. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, the snow flying, the wind. Oof, I'm glad it's him and not me, that's for sure. Okay, there's our cold front sinking south throughout the morning hours. A lot of cold air coming in behind it. We're actually at our warmest. Temperatures dropping throughout the day, and by tonight feeling like the high minus teens with that high pressure moving through. Tomorrow we warm up into this warm sector, and we do have a clipper on the way. And the good news is that most of the precipitation is going to be staying to our north. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a few isolated flurries throughout the day on Saturday, and then some mixing throughout the day on Sunday. Monday, another Arctic high comes in, and Tuesday we set up for our very next clipper system with temperatures around season. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. What we can see is him tearing up from that wind.
Well, yeah,
Awful.
the wind, and also the snow. I mean, you've got a lot of granular snow that's out there, which is fairly dry, so it's blowing off the fields. Even though it's not snowing particularly much up there, you're still getting that blowing snow, and that's the danger. And the temperatures are such we're icing up pretty quickly.
All right, well, let's take a look at the radar, and you can see quite possible. All right, we'll talk more about your long range in just a few minutes, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Well, we are going to see this cold front continue to sink its way south. So we've got those bands coming off of Huron and Georgian Bay. Temperatures will be cooling down throughout the day, so be prepared for that. We are going to see high pressure move in, so we may see some sunshine later on this afternoon. Tomorrow, temperatures are on the rise as we get into this warm sector of this next clipper that's moving in, but we're going to see a little bit of snow throughout the day on Saturday. And as we transition into Sunday, temperatures are still going to be warm enough that we are actually going to see a bit of mixing throughout the day on Sunday. So be prepared for not only seasonal but above seasonal temperatures this weekend. Now for Saturday, there are the light flurries. That's going to be a late day high, that -1. So we're going to start off quite cool and brisk, but then Sunday we do warm up. Daytime high of 3. The good news is that a lot of this snow is going to be easing, especially around the GTA. I mean, up towards where Kevin is, through Innisfil and through Barrie. We still have that band coming off of Georgian Bay, and that's going to kind of continue to be the trend throughout the day today. So Barrie could pick up an additional 2 to 5 centimeters of snow. We're downtown. We're looking at more like a trace, but still enough to make the roads pretty greasy. High pressure moving in behind this system, which means our temperatures are going to be cooling down significantly throughout the day today. Wind chills are going to be harsh this afternoon. We're looking at wind chills well into the minus high teens. Well, that clipper that moves through the cold front has now made its way further south, but we're left with some lake effect bands. We're actually seeing some up through Georgetown and through Barrie and through Innisfil coming off the shores of Georgian Bay. That's going to be the trend on and off throughout the day today. And yes, those streamers could certainly make it to the downtown core, but we're not looking at huge snowfall accumulations. Behind this cold front, you guessed it, we've got cold air coming in. An Arctic high is going to be making our wind chills feel bitterly cold this afternoon. And then tomorrow we warm up with a new system coming in, giving us some snow, and the potential is also there for some mixing. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, temperatures are going to be a big story today. They're the warmest that they're going to be right now. And then they're going to drop, and by the overnight tonight, feeling like minus 26.
Yeah, it's definitely that cold air. This is good old Siberian air coming back into the picture. And you know, we've got a lot of slippery conditions out there, as Kevin mentioned, Stain or Angus, south of Barrie. I'm hearing now on the south side of the lake, a serious crash has just happened near Mountain Road, so it's slick in spots.
Forecast details in just a few moments, but first, I'm turning things over to Tom. Well, we are going to be seeing this cold front continue to sink its way south, but then we've got streamers with those northwesterly winds coming off of Huron and Georgian Bay, and that's going to kind of continue on and off throughout the rest of the day. Arctic high moving through, that's where we're going to get our cold temperatures and wind chills, but then we actually warm up throughout the overnight, well, not tonight, but tomorrow overnight and into Sunday. So our temperatures are still going to be quite cool tomorrow morning, quite brisk. And then we do have a clipper moving in. We'll get into that warm sector, and that is where our temperatures are going to start to rise to the point where on Sunday we could actually see a little bit of mixing in a daytime high of 3. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, cold start to the day, and it's only going to get colder. Temperatures are going to be dropping throughout the day
that's
today.
Good news.
Isn't it?
It's great news.
So let's take a look at the radar, and we'll show you the streamers that Kevin was mentioning just south of. Over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your morning commute. Well, temperatures are going to get colder throughout the day today. We are going to be seeing an intense drop behind this cold front. We've got an Arctic high moving in. We can thank those northwesterly winds for really cooling things off. We are going to see those bands continue on and off throughout the day today. And then tomorrow, we're going to gradually warm up. It's still going to be cold and quite brisk tomorrow morning. But by the late afternoon and into the evening, we're going to get in the warm sector of this next system. So our southerly flow will return. But it's also going to return with a little bit of snow, just enough to make the roads a little dicey. We're not going to see heavy accumulation for the city of Toronto. Through the overnight, temperatures will continue to warm up, and we're actually going to be seeing the risk of some mixing throughout the day on Sunday before an Arctic high moves back in to kick off another cold work week. Well, that cold front has really managed to move its way south. We are now seeing those streamers coming off the lakes. That's going to be the trend continuing on and off throughout the day today. We're not looking at a ton more of accumulation. We're only looking at a few more centimeters, potentially through some areas. We may even just see a trace through the downtown core. I do want to mention that the City of Toronto has issued a cold warning alert. So bundle up, because temperatures are going to be dropping throughout the day today. By the afternoon, we're going to see temperatures feeling more like the mid to high minus teens. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, you certainly need to be careful in this type of weather because it could just sneak up on you, right? That lake enhancement. You could be driving, it could be sunny, it could be clear, and then all of a sudden, you're in a whiteout.
Well, that's right, and whiteouts, and also you get this icing very, very quickly on a lot of the routes. We've had some black ice reported across southern Ontario today, so you got to be cautious.
The City of Toronto has issued a cold weather alert, and it is going to be frigid this afternoon. Temperatures are going to drop throughout the day. By the afternoon, we're actually going to be feeling like the mid to high minus teens with the wind.
Well, I'm going to stay inside. That's it.
Me too.
Okay.
And remember, if it's too cold for you, it's too cold for your pet. I know a lot of those dogs with those big burly coats and everything, they like to be out there and doing their thing. But if you have a little dog like I do, she's about 20 pounds, she doesn't like it so much.
No.
It's Saturday for the City of Toronto, but areas further north could get a little bit more of those streamers. Coming up, the rest of the weekend forecast, but first, here's Tom. Well, we are going to be seeing that cold front sink further south throughout the day today through the Niagara region, and then we've got those streamers with those northwesterly winds. By tomorrow, we actually start to warm up. We're going to be seeing our temperatures rise throughout the day, but it's not going to be until late day that we get to around -1. That's when this new system is going to be coming in, giving us a southerly wind. That's what's going to help warm us up, but it's also going to start off with a little bit of snow for the area. And then temperatures are going to continue to warm, so by Sunday morning and into the afternoon, we can actually see some mixing. And then we've got another Arctic high coming in to start next week, so temperatures are going to be dropping again. So we're going to go from a daytime high of 3 degrees on Sunday, temperatures dropping throughout the day to -6 for Monday. I'm Emily Vukovic, being joined by meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum. Now, we're almost at mid-January right now. How does the month look overall so far?
Believe it or not, the first 2 weeks of January have actually been colder than the first 2 weeks of January last year. Temperatures across the country and here in the GTA have been below seasonal. Quite a contrast to what we saw during December.
All right, so it's these greens and the blues.
Right.
That's what's showing us that it's been colder.
Strike me about the pattern as we wrap up the month of January. One is the lack of a major thaw. We get 18 to 24 hours this weekend where the temperatures go above freezing. That is probably not what most people expect from a thaw.
No.
The other, that means it won't be painfully cold, but it won't actually be mild, just milder.
Right.
Near seasonal temperatures, the milder Pacific air really stays to our west, and it tries to push in at times next week.
Okay, well, on Monday, I know that after our, 18-hour thaw, we're going to return to that kind of Arctic air, blustery and colder conditions, and then Tuesday, another clipper setting up.
That's right. The exact track's still a little bit uncertain, but it looks like this will bring several centimeters of snow Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, so it could impact the Wednesday morning commute. But again, not a major storm system. Snow ends early in the day, and then as we head out to Thursday and Friday, just near seasonal conditions, nothing really noteworthy, but what is noteworthy is last year with well below seasonal temperatures.
Well, I think if we get some snow, people can get out, do some activities, as long as you are dressed for it. Thanks, Kim. And if you'd like to check out more videos of Around the World in 60 seconds, you just need to head to our website, theweathernetwork.com. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 16th of January, and it is cold, and it is only going to get colder. Kevin Yard joins us up near Barrie. He's, I believe, in Angus right now. You've been seeing squalls on and off throughout the morning hours, Kevin. How much snow has accumulated, do you think? All right, thanks so much, Kevin. And I do want to mention that the City of Toronto, the Health Minister of Toronto, has issued a cold weather alert for the city. So temperatures are going to be dropping throughout the day. We're going to see a little bit more snow. This is going to be through Saturday, so with those streamers coming off the lakes. But as Kevin was mentioning, we've already seen about a trace to a centimeter. We're not going to see much more after that, but we can thank those northwesterly winds for not only bringing in the lake effect, but also bringing in some cold temperatures with an Arctic high. Tomorrow, we do start to warm up, and by tomorrow night, we're actually going to be around 1 degree, warming up even more so on Sunday, but we could certainly see some mixing throughout the GTA. Thanks, Michelle. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 16th of January, and it's going to be cold today. Now, temperatures throughout the day yesterday got up, well, I wish I could say they were warmer, but they weren't. They were about -3 down. Bundle up, because if you're waiting for a taxi, if you're waiting for a bus, you're going to freeze. So make sure you're warm. Okay, less than 2 centimeters of snow throughout the day today with those -teen wind chills. It's going to be blowing around. It's already caused a few problems, areas further north around Cottage Country. The cold front has now sunk to our south through the Niagara region. We're going to see some streamers coming off the lakes today, but we also have high pressure in place, so we might just see a little bit of sunshine, which would be great news. Temperatures will warm up throughout the day tomorrow as we get into this warm sector, but then we have a little bit of precipitation on the way. We're looking at light snow for Saturday overnight and into Sunday, and then because temperatures are still going to be warming, we're actually going to see a transition from Snow to a bit of a rain-snow mix. And then Monday, high pressure moves back in. Temperatures cool back down again. So we're going to go from 3 degrees on Sunday to -6 to kick off next week. Hi there, I'm Emily Vukovic, and joining me as always, meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum. You're the expert on what are things to come, and I think you've got good news and I think you've got bad news.
Yes, well, if you're looking for a January thaw, you're going to be disappointed. There's a brief warm-up this weekend, about 18 to 24 hours.
Wait a second, the 24 hours doesn't count?
Well, it does count, but it's not, what we saw last year. Believe it or not, we saw 6 consecutive days last January where temperatures went above freezing. I don't think anybody remembers that because of what came afterwards.
Exactly.
But looking back, to set some context, this is January so far. We're just past the midpoint, and most of the country has seen below seasonal temperatures. Next week, we have that attempted warm-up, the brief warm-up this weekend, but a lot
of gonna try.
Temperatures actually near seasonal next week, so that's
good.
Milder.
That's the good news, by the way.
Not as painful as this past week. The other big story is the blustery and colder, so not as mild as Sunday, which will actually feature falling temperatures late in the day.
Okay.
Tuesday, we have a clipper system approaching, so Tuesday night into Wednesday, several centimeters of snow, but again, not a major storm system. Again, temperatures not as painfully cold. Snow ending early in the day, and temperatures near seasonal, and that will continue Thursday and Friday overall.
This is all still good news.
Right. Yeah. But then there's some bad news.
See, he always does that to me.
And the bad news is not Thursday.
I was going to say, this is your bad news?
Fairly quiet. Let's fast forward.
All right.
Late January and most of February.
That's bad news.
The month ends as it began. This will be a lot like the worst of last year in terms of temperatures. Well below seasonal temperatures. There'll be a major storm with that, though.
All right, there you have it. That looks like a lot of fun. Runs all weekend. So yeah, if you can learn how to wakeboard at this time of year, it's a great idea. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 16th of January. It's cold, so yeah, being inside in like kind of a warm tropical environment, that'd be great. Temperatures have been cold enough to unfortunately do this. And do a bar. Ooh, dress for it. You will need to bundle up. It is going to be frigid if you're waiting for a bus or a cab. Less than 2 centimeters of snow on the way throughout the day today and into tomorrow. We've just got some streamers coming off the lakes, and then tomorrow we've got a new clipper system that's going to be pushing in through southern Ontario. It's going to help our temperatures warm up, because we'll get right into that warm sector throughout the day tomorrow with that southerly flow, temperatures bumping up to at or slightly above seasonal, but then we have a little bit of snow on the way. We are going to be seeing light snow transitioning through the overnight because our daytime high on Saturday is actually going to be a very late day high. So we're looking at about -1 for Saturday, but that's not going to happen until the evening. Temperatures will continue to rise through the overnight. Mixing potential is there throughout the day on Sunday. And then another Arctic high, yeah, you guessed it, comes right back in for Monday, cooling us right back down. So we're looking at -1 daytime high, late day tomorrow, 3 degrees for Sunday, and then Monday some sunshine and -6. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 16th of January, and it is a cold start to the day, and it is only going to get colder. Now, for what it actually feels like outside, we're going to check in with our cold weather expert, Kevin Yard. He's out in the elements. He's in Angus, Ontario right now. You can see the snow blowing. It looks cold. Kevin, you were actually shedding some tears, but I don't know if it was because you were sad because you were so cold or if it was the wind. 2 hands would probably help too. Thanks, Kevin. Okay, well, speaking of weather, we've got good news. Environment Canada is getting a little bit of help from the government of Canada in the means of $143 million to help out weather infrastructure. Here's the story. I agree. And if it helps Environment Canada, it's going to help us. Therefore, it is going to help you. Today is going to be a very cold day. We're looking at -10 by the afternoon. Through the overnight, it's going to feel like -23. Now, we've had some streamers coming off the lakes this morning. We had that system move through. The streamers are going to continue on and off throughout the day today. So some areas could pick up about 2 to 5 centimeters locally. Once that clears up, we are going to be seeing cold temperatures today, and then tomorrow, temperatures gradually starting to warm throughout the day, but not until late afternoon into the evening when we get into the warm sector of this next system that's going to be pushing through. This one has the potential to start off as some light snow. And then as temperatures continue to climb through the overnight into Sunday, a transition into some mixing for the GTA. High pressure rushes in right behind it to cool us down again. So we're going to go from a daytime high of 3 on Sunday to a cold daytime high of -6 Monday. Thanks so much for that, Kim. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 16th of January. It's cold and it's going to get colder, but only for one day. And then we have almost a one-day January thaw, and then we get cold again. Let's get into it. Today we've had that clipper move through. We've saw a little light dusting of snow, centimeter or two, depending on where you are. And then we've got some lake effect bands picking up. So Perry Sound down through Barrie and through Aurelia area, Innisfil, could see anywhere from 2 to 5 with those bands coming off the lake. And you can see the movie just picking up one coming off of Lake Huron this morning. By the afternoon, temperatures are going to be steadily dropping, so we're actually going to be feeling more like the mid to high minus teens. By tomorrow, temperatures warm up. It's really a huge roller coaster these next couple of days. We have a nice warm southerly flow that's going to pull a lot of warm air into our area, but our daytime high isn't going to come until late day Saturday. So we're looking at -1, but it's not going to happen until the evening. And then temperatures are going to warm up through the overnight, so the snow that's falling could potentially transition into a bit of mixing. Warm day on Sunday, a high of 3, and then an Arctic high back in on Monday to give us more cold air.